Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKwakwadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great Mr. and rule well, and the icon between the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in sincerity and diligence of mind. This is with Amnasha DC camp. And the video I'm about to play for you talks about what's going on in Babylon, the sentiment among the people, the pulse of the people. It lets you know that, something serious is going on. The spark has already happened. Folks are losing faith in their government, especially when you've had this government shutdown. Folks' mind has been awakened to the fact that they no longer have the trust they used to in America's political establishment. The Democrat, the Republicans, independent, Green parties, progressives, conservatives, a lot of people are waking up to the charade, the smoke and mirrors, and they're upset, so this is exactly what's going to fuel, part of what is going to fuel the sedition, the so-called civil unrest, the so-called civil war that'll be taking place in America. All right. So I'll play the video.
According to a recent Gallup poll, Americans' trust in the U.S. government is at an all-time low in more than 2 decades. For more on the poll's findings, I want to bring in Gallup editor-in-chief Muhammad Yunus, who joins us now. Muhammad, thank you for joining us. From your findings, why do you think it is that American people are losing faith in the government?
Hey, because it's the end of Babylon, man. The Messiah has already provided that that answer before the foundations of the earth. And the prophets are preaching it on the highways and byways, pushing it out on the internet. All these economists that see the books, that see the numbers and that track the activities of these companies across the globe, they see exactly what's going on. They let you know why the trust in America's government is so low among those people that call themselves Americans.
Well, this is actually a long-term drop in faith. It's not something that is necessarily very immediate. It's really since 2007 that a majority of Americans have had a great deal of trust or confidence in the government to deal with domestic and international issues facing the country. The other thing to keep in mind is the second poll that we did, the last reading.
And what happened in 2007? The so-called, financial collapse. The real estate crisis, the stock market going down. Folks didn't get the help that they needed. They saw all these corporations that had connections, from Wall Street to the White House, Pentagon, all these multinational corporations, they got bailed out. But American folks didn't get bailed out. So you could tell, man, that folks lost so much during that time. A lot of folks became homeless. A lot of folks, decided to commit suicide. They became drug addicts. Families got broken up. Folks got committed to all these psychological or psych facilities. So things happen, man. People have a nervous breakdown when what they used to have, what they dreamt of holding on to, is no longer reality.
Actually, as the government shutdown was winding down. So obviously a situation where Americans are seeing their government literally shut down because they can't address the issues facing the nation.
Even if the government didn't shut down, it's still going to go in that direction because of, because of what the government has been doing. The so-called elected officials or selected officials, they're not listening to the people. They're cowering to the elites. They're cowering to the big corporations. They're cowering to the intelligence community, to these warmongers and neocons. So you can imagine when folks say, well, we do not need another war. We don't need this. We don't need that. But hey, it still happens, man. So the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is creating that tension between the American people and their political establishments. And it's gonna get so messed up, man, that words on the words in everybody's mouth will be sedition. These folks that gave so much for their so-called freedom and liberty that they cannot stand by and watch their country go to ruins. That they have to take a stand. They have to vote them out. And when the voting doesn't happen, in the way they expect it to be, they say, well, we got to have a recall, that we got to hold them accountable. They're going to start digging and digging and digging and digging. They'll be harassing their so-called government officials, telling them to resign, that they are corrupt, inept, that they are no longer needed, that their services are no longer needed. And then when you look at Florida McKee's channel on YouTube, he had a posting, of a so-called petition with some fill in the blanks, talking about, that the folks in government in Washington, D.C., that they're tyrants, they're holding people hostage, that they'd rather, go their own way and all that stuff. So just let you know the sentiments among the people of this nation, especially the Edomites. They want their country back. That's why, they want Trump to do more about the border. But they don't understand that Trump is already bought and paid for by the elites. So these media channels are just going to play along, go along with the script that the elites have given them. Because the elites want a showdown. So they could, smack the people into a corner and make them love their slavery.
It could have impacted those numbers a bit, but we did collect record lows of Americans having a great deal or a fair amount of trust and confidence in the federal government to deal with domestic issues. 35% of Americans express such confidence. When you ask about international issues, today 41% of Americans feel that they have that level of confidence.
Where do you think we're seeing really the greatest decrease in trust within the government?
That's a really great question. Most interestingly, in this latest poll, is we actually saw quite a dip among those who describe themselves as Republicans or Republican-leaning, and those are 59% today basically say that they have a great deal or fair amount of confidence in the government to deal with domestic issues. That's down 10% from September. But where we really saw a big dip is among Republicans on the issue of dealing with international issues, where we saw an 18-point drop from September among Republicans in their assessment of how much confidence they have in the government to deal with international issues than we did in December. So that is a very interesting development, particularly considering the fact that there is a member of their party leading the White House. It's also interesting that there were a few pretty serious foreign policy decisions taken by the president since then that have been challenged by members of Congress within his party as recent as this week. That could be a factor. It's something we will definitely continue to monitor. But we definitely saw the biggest drops among Republicans themselves. Among Democrats.
And this is not a complicated survey that was conducted. It's not a complicated research. Nonetheless, it's good. But it's just to let you know that the people are not happy. The people are upset. That's why the Lord Yahweh Shai tells Israel to hope and put their trust in Him. That they shouldn't put their trust in the government of a man. They shouldn't go along with the carnal government upon the face of the earth. All right. That's why when you look in the book of Psalms, it talks about trust, mercy, deliverance, salvation. The word trust appears a lot in the book of Psalms. So I get some precepts from there. So this is the book of Psalm chapter 2. All right. So let me start from verse 11. You know what? 10 is better. Psalm chapter 2 verse 10. Be wise now, therefore, all ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. All right, so that's for us, the elect, Baratazar, that we have that number. Serve the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Ashab, Hashem Kokodash with fear and rejoice with trembling. You know, kiss the Son, that's Yahushua, lest he be angry and he perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Alright, so it's a blessing to have your trust in the Lord Yahweh. That's a reward. You're gonna be blessed. You won't have to be worrying about what's gonna happen to you, because your spiritual senses are gonna be sharpened. You're gonna see things the way they need to be viewed. You're gonna have a strong spiritual perspective. All right, but the folks that are of the flesh, that keep yelling to the government, help us this, help us that, those are the folks that are having a hard time, man. They're going to bed disappointed, they're waking up disappointed. They have this gloomy look on their face, as if, they've been defeated. Of course, they've been defeated because they put their trust in a government that doesn't care about what, you know, they need. It's always irrelevant stuff that they keep pushing for the people. And then you have the opioid epidemic that's ravaging the nation. Folks are upset that the government is not doing enough. But hey, that's the curses, man. You can't put your trust in someone that the Lord has cursed, you know. And then you go to Psalm chapter 5, and then look at verse 11. So it says, but let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. So those that put their trust in Lord Yahweh Shai are gonna laugh at the end, because what else can you do, man? It's nothing you can do in Babylon that will bring you joy besides the works of Yahweh Shai preaching the gospel. That's the good news. When you engage in good activities, you get good results. So that's exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shai is saying in a nutshell. Those that engage in this political system don't get the results that they want at the latter end, because it's all corruption. It's infighting and gainsaying, and then you have the civil war. So that's messed up, man. For the Lord Yahweh Shema Kadash will bless the righteous. With favor will thou compass him as with a shield. And what do you use a shield for? For protection. Alright? For protection. The folks that put their trust in America have no protection from the coming destruction. Alright? So it's just piling up. The sadness is piling up. The folks don't want no contention with Russia. They're tired of the endless wars. And then if you look at Psalm chapter 22, verse 4, it says, our fathers trusted in thee, they trusted, and thou didst deliver them. So look up the word trust in the Hebrew. Right, the word for trust is bathak. Alright, so that's just click on that. What does it say? It says to trust in, to have confidence. Like I didn't put the phone on airplane mode, but next time I'll do that. Alright, to have confidence means to have faith, to be confident, to be bold, to be secure, to feel safe. So that's exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shai expects us to do. Have faith in him, put our trust in him, and that we're never gonna stumble and fail. Alright? And then you get another precept in the book of Psalms, chapter 118. Verse 8. So it says it is better to trust in the Lord than put confidence in man. I believe the Elder Malagon DC camp did a Hebrew lesson on this, a Hebrew prayer. All right, it's better to trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. So that's a knockout right there, man. You can't put your trust in your American system, man. This is for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You can't put your trust in a nation that does not have your interest at heart. That does not keep the Lord Shema Shai as the center of their focus. All right, and then the more you go into the book of Psalms, so many good precepts there lets you know. All right, this is Psalms 125 verse 1. They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. So this is a good thing, man. So Esau cannot overthrow the Mount Zion of Yahweh Shema Shai. He cannot overthrow the elect because they are founded upon a rock, Yahweh Shai. So that's exactly, what we've been talking about on the Hours and Bibles on the internet. That the words of Yahweh Shema Shai are faithful and true, tried and tested. All right. And then last precept I would get would be Isaiah chapter 26, verse 4. You know what? Yeah, that's it. So it says, trust ye in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Kakadash forever. Alright, it doesn't say for moments of time, it says all the time. Alright, 100%. For in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Kakadash is everlasting strength. Alright, so in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is no weakness. It's going to hold you up in these last days. Alright, so folks don't understand, man. You can't give up. Alright, so I just leave it there. That's the point. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 4. Trust in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Kakadash forever, for the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength. Alright, his strength never wanes. Alright, so look in the Hebrew word there for the trust. It's also Batak. Batak, Yahweh, Id. And then you have Yah there. That's also Yahweh. Alright. I Walam. Alright. Tazawar. Alright. So I read it in the Hebrew. So it says Batak Ba Yahweh Idaya Id Baya. Let me see, that's Kaya. Alright, that's Kaya Ba Yahweh. You see how the Ba, the Ya, the Ha, Ba Yahweh. Yahweh Tazawar Iwalam Yam. Alright, so that's Bathak Ba Yahweh. They have Idaya, Id, Kya, Baya. Alright, okay, that's in He, or just say Yahweh. Okay, Yahweh Tazawar Walam Yam. So trust in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Kakadash forever, for the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength. So I can, just simple, just make sure in these last days, man, you can't afford to give up. You gotta hold fast until the end, because this is all you have, man. This is your inheritance. You can't afford to let it go, just like Esau did for a morsel of meat. Alright, you gotta put your trust in the faithful words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They are pure, just like silver tried in fire 7 times being purified. So that's the point that I can, don't give up. stayed steadfast unto the end. And I say, Ka halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwakadash. Double honors to the elder and apostle, great Mr. Lowe and Akim, that do walk of Yabashim Shai in sincerity and diligence of mind. This is it, you gotta hold on until the end. Shalom.